Chickity check.
Hello.
30.97 seconds.
Really?
All day.
Is that all you could
every
bring?
day.
Is that all you could bring? Let's try that again.
I'm drunk.
Ah,
30, 47 seconds.
Now you fucked that up. You are
30,
drunk.
97 seconds.
You fucked that all up.
Everything you want and nothing you don't.
All right. Well, with that lackadaisical intro, welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back. We do have a sponsor for this episode.
Alrighty.
I'm going to give a shout out to Justin over at Complete Automotive Services.
Oh.
Yeah, Justin over at Complete Automotive Services. He's the sponsor of this episode.
Diggity dank dank dank.
So if your car's all jacked up and you need it fixed, go see Justin. He does solid work and he'll take care of your vehicle.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about, homie.
So, Joe Skelly, how was your week?
It wasn't bad. You know what? I did see something interesting on the highway.
Was it a weird fruit that looks like kidney beans, avocados?
No, it wasn't a pawpaw.
Pawpaw?
Dude, it was a car driving down the highway and the front bumper was jacked up and the passenger side window was starred out from somebody's head, right?
Oh my.
And there was a passenger in the car. Would you feel safe getting in that car? if
my.
Your dude pulled up to pick you up in the car and
It could have been a bowling ball. Maybe.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure.
I see all kinds of cars I wonder about.
Like,
I saw one the other day that had a muffler hanging down, but instead of just one piece, it was both pieces. So one coming from each direction, hanging down on the ground. And I'm like, dude, reverse or forwards, you're going to rip something off.
oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter which way you go.
Spark shooting off the bottom of the car.
And dude was just hauling ass.
He didn't even care.
And you could hear him. Like, you could hear him from a mile away. So you know he could hear it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst.
Just wait until that back section catches the pavement.
And then it
It
dumps
lifts-
the
it
ass into the car up.
It
Donk,
lifts-
donk.
It lifts the ass
Ruins
into the
your
car.
axle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good
That's
stuff.
horrible. I've driven around with like a hole in my muffler before. It's fucking horrible. It's like driving a motorcycle, but not getting all the cool parts of driving a motorcycle.
So listen, Tommy Skelly has a work truck, right? And that work truck was so loud, like you put a glass pack muffler on it.
Oh my
Dude.
god.
And I used to ride around with him, and I was like, you know what? So I went out and bought 2 flight helmets with comm systems,
Yes.
and I had the wires, and I was just looking for the connection so that we could
Yes.
plug in and we could communicate while driving around in that truck because it was so fucking loud.
You need it in
Oh,
some
yeah.
of those trucks. They're ridiculous.
I still got the flight helmets. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna take pictures of that later.
Yes, we are.
Flight helmets,
Flight helmets.
like Iceman. Oh shit.
You could ride my tail anytime.
Right.
Yeah.
You could be my wingman any day.
Yeah. Did you ever hear?
And he's like, no, you could be mine. The fuck just happened?
did you see?
It's a Scientology at work.
No, you see Tarantino's take on that whole movie.
About the whole, yeah.
That's wild.
Harping on them boys.
Yeah, he was laying into them.
Harping on them boys about the whole thing.
Yes, he was.
I bet he had something to say about that whole shirtless volleyball scene. Right. There's still jokes about that. Just like, what are you going to say?
Right.
Can't say anything against the Mission Impossible Jack Reacher. That's what he does now. He's like Jack Reacher. Man, he's been in the Army. He's been in the Navy. What branch has Tom Cruise not been in? He's been in the British military.
Yeah, he's kind of been in everything.
Right.
He's been in the space military.
He's never been. Yeah, he has. I forgot.
Yeah.
Until just now, I forgot about that. He just did he did that movie with the bugs. They're bugs basically, but they're aliens. Remember that one where you can reset the day every time he dies?
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
Was it? I refuse
Yes.
to watch that movie.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
My guy.
My guy.
There are parts that, let's just say, you will adore.
Okay.
That are just make that movie worth it.
Okay. I adore.
Adore. I don't want to go in too deep into it.
Okay.
Plus, Bill Paxton's in it.
Well, anything Bill Paxton in.
Bro.
Anything.
Literally
he's in.
my most favorite actor, one of my most favorite actors in the world.
You know,
Everything he touches is gold. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
We just watched Predator 2 the other night.
So funny you brought that up because I watched Aliens versus Predators.
Yes.
When they're in Antarctica.
Well, oh, let's talk about this while we're on this because I know you're going to see if you know. Did you see the new Predator trailer?
I think so.
American Indians
Oh, yeah.
versus the Predator.
Okay, listen. I don't know how your
Bro.
buffalo spear and your bow and
Is
arrow
going to beat their titanium armor. Right.
Who thought that was a good idea?
The chick's like, I can kill it. I'm like, you got balls for days, sweetheart. I like you a lot, but I'm really afraid for what's happening.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't even have good weapons, like other than a war club. And would anybody want to war club a bear to death? Because that's what I feel like you're trying to do. I'm taking my war club against the bear.
You hit that bear one time, that bear's gonna be like, "What?
Clap.
What?
Booty cheeks clapped.
I'm just gonna clap you up.
The movie looks great though.
I'll have to.
I'm gonna watch it
All right.
because it's Predator.
Yeah,
But
you kind of have to.
yeah,
Kind of have to.
You've seen the worst one, right? It was the one with that Keenan Peele comedian. Have you seen that one?
No,
Dude, it's so
it's a Predator movie.
So fucking bad. Yeah. It's like Predator whatever. There's a military guy who sees something that it's a predator and he tries to tell him and they're like, no, you're fucking dumb. They put him on a bus with a bunch of other quote unquote, I'm using the air quotes, military criminals. And they're all in there talking as they're driving. You know, what'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? And the guy goes, I saw an alien. And so the rest of them are like, ha ha ha, laughing. And then later in the fucking trailer, you hear the Predator and they're like, oh no, it's serious. And you're just like, what the fuck is happening right now? But the Keenan Peele, the bald, taller guy is in it. And
it's hot garbage.
Bro, there's a scene where he's on top of the Predator ship and grabbing onto it to hold himself while it flies. How the fuck? Like, it's not a Mazda Miata, my guy. You can't just hold on to this alien tech while it goes fucking Mach 1.
Right.
And he's like trying to break into it.
Speed.
Right.
And
I think it's
like they have a hatch on the roof. You could just open and climb.
That's what he was trying to do. That's what I was just gonna say. He's trying to do that in the movie. And he's like standing on top of it with a gun shooting at it. I think they wanted to steal the Starship Troopers scene where he drops the grenade into the bug's back. Remember?
Yeah.
Same concept, but with a Predator ship. I'm like, yes. You ever jump on a Ferrari while it's fucking going full speed and try to... What the fuck is happening? It is the most garbage fucking movie I've ever seen.
So we'll just rent a Bugatti and you just hold onto the roof and I'll just cruise it like.
Will Tyler, I don't know, make it the quarter mile? He only needs to last 7 seconds. Fuck that. Like a rodeo. And it's only a straightway. How could you possibly get fucked up?
Right.
That's right. You got to use your fingers to hold on to it. Good fucking luck.
Yeah. And then you just stand up there and you try to lift the roof off or open up the door. Or something
I'll shoot a hole with a machine gun into it while the driver's driving.
Right.
I'll be Gucci.
Oh, that's hysterical.
But, watching, I'm a sucker for any alternate. How do you say it? Alternative history, like alternate type, anything.
Okay.
Right? So I'd want to watch samurai fight against real Marines. Like, who's winning that fight? If you put them, across the way and give them what for, let them see what happens. We're going to watch Predators fight Indians, apparently. I just don't.
Yeah.
Like dropping a fucking man in a tiger cage and being like, hey, can you survive? The fuck is happening right now? Dude, one of the scenes, the Predator's jumping down like 50 meters, jumps at this person with his out extended claw. You're like,
you're done.
Is your leather moccasin going to stop that? Or
your loincloth?
Right.
Will it protect you?
I would imagine that the whole show would have to be just dead drops.
Yeah.
How the fuck else would you do anything?
What, are they going to hurt him off a cliff like Buffalo?
I thought of that. What is we were talking about?
Maybe they'll drive a herd of buffalo at them.
They stand a good chance of winning that way. That's the only fucking way.
Right.
So we have to get the Predator in the middle of a field where we know he's at.
Right.
First of all, so we need bait.
Right.
And then we're gonna need a herd.
Right.
And we're gonna need that herd to go in a certain direction. and all we have are stick bow and arrows and
this guy doesn't jump or run out of the way before they get to him.
Don't move, Mr. Predator. We're coming. We're going to need at least one sacrifice because that's the only fucking way this guy's not moving. This guy's not moving.
1,000 buffalo.
And 1,000. It's going to be some fucking Lion King shit.
Yeah, that's the dude. Get out of my head, bro. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
We need him in the pit.
You got to get him in a narrow channel that they can't climb out of.
The Predator would just swing his arms like Wolverine and cut buffalo down as they walked by. Oh, it'd be like a scene out of 300, just buffalo stacked for days.
Dude,
Send me your men. We'll fight in the dark.
That's
okay.
Get out of here.
That is my biggest thing. They did have a scene where it's guys shooting muskets, and I was like, yes.
So
that's what I want to do. I want to fucking die reloading my gun. Kaprow! Up, reload. Oh, here he comes. He's getting closer. Dead.
Did he see that big ass smoke signal the thing made up? He hears the bang.
Right.
He's like, where the fuck that came from? There's a giant cloud of smoke across the field.
They left it open, honestly, because remember in Predator 2? You remember the ending of it?
Or hold on. Or do the Native Americans steal a Gatling gun?
Yes.
From the U.S. military.
Right. Do you remember the ending in Predator 2? So Glover fights that Predator on the ship. Remember, he ends up with one of the glaive knives. And then all the other Predators appear, and the leader gives him a flintlock.
Yeah.
So, and then he walks off that fucking bus with that thing strapped in his waistband like a gangster. And that dude, it's Animal Mother, by the way. You remember?
Yes.
I forgot that he was in that until I saw it the other day. Our young producer asked me who Animal Mother was. I said, well,
we're going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
That's the only way to
exactly. I was like, well, you haven't reached that level yet. We'll get there. But
I mean, what's the next Predator movie going to be? Like Predator versus the Conquistadors? Like Pizarro versus Predator?
We must duel. That dueling scene was hard in the one with the Yakuza guy on that fucking Predator game land, whatever the fuck that planet was that they dropped them on. That one was pretty good. But I don't know, man. So it had a scene of the chick throwing her tomahawk at a tree, and then she's got a rope tied to it, and she pulls it back and catches it.
Hold on. This is something you had planned for one of your hunting expeditions.
Yes. We're going to hunt deer with tomahawks.
Yeah, with a rope attached to it, as I recall.
Well, the rope was added after you said they're just going to run away with my shit. I said, then we'll add a rope. We're going to need a lanyard.
See, they're listening to us, and they stole the idea, and they put it in the fucking movie.
Goddamn Predator people. Hulu owes us some money.
That's right, you fuckers.
Yeah. It was Matthias Page, though, that wanted to hunt a bear with a spear.
That's right. Right.
Good luck to that.
The former Mennonite.
If he ever listens to this, he'll love it.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's interesting. If nothing else, we're going to watch a ton of settlers die.
Fuck yeah. And they're going to blame it on the Indians.
Right. Where did we learn skinning from? The Predator. It wasn't the French. It was the Predator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Right.
So here's the weird fact for the day. You ever watch, you know what the peace sign?
Yeah.
Right? The two fingers up.
I love putting that. That's my favorite gang sign.
V for victory.
This is what I put up.
Yeah, the peace
It's
sign.
always got to be like this. It can never be knuckle out. It's got to be fingers out. If you do it like this, it means fuck you.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the fact.
Yeah.
So the British do it the opposite way.
Right.
Right?
To say
Knuckles
fuck
out,
you.
right?
Yeah.
It's a fuck you.
Yep.
Do you know where that comes from historically?
The shocker.
No,
Two in the
it's not.
pink, one in the stink.
That ain't the shocker.
No. All right.
Where do you think that comes from historically?
Historically, I don't know. What do you got? Aiming your gun through your fingers? What is it?
No. So way back in the day, when England used to fight France all the time.
Okay.
Well, I'm talking like medieval times, right?
All right.
And they would fight them. The most feared person on the battlefield was the English longbowman.
Oh.
Okay. And what would happen is if the French caught a longbowman, they would cut off their two fingers
so they couldn't shoot
draw
the
the bow anymore.
Right.
So the fuck you is the British longbowman going to the French. I still have my fingers.
Oh, very good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a fuck
And then
you.
Americans were like, let's just break it, steal it, and break it, and
Right.
put the middle finger up.
Just the middle finger.
Huh. Very interesting, Joe Skelly.
Yeah, there's your little piece of
That
history.
is
for the
your history. You are now smarter for listening to the Bays Boys podcast. If you would like to tell us the history of your curse words, you can go to baysbasement.com and write us a telegram,
day. Please email us. We're
a
enjoying.
digital telegram.
And listen, Moriarty, wherever you are.
Yeah, we're looking for your ass.
We're looking for your ass.
Don't think we're not coming for you, boy.
Yeah, keep writing us in your little messages, Moriarty.
We're just not giving you any hints that we're looking for you, bitch. I don't want to see no more ball pictures either, whoever's doing that. Just joking. You can keep doing that.
No.
Anyways.
I don't want that.
Joe Skelly said no.
No.
Joe Skelly said no with the 2 fingers up.
Yeah. So here's another weird fact for you. You ever read any Jules Verne books?
No.
Oh man.
That's 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I think.
Yeah,
or
and there's
am
a
I
whole
wrong?
bunch
Right?
of.
Yeah.
So
I think I read like a chapter.
quiet as it's kept, Jules Verne was a meticulous researcher.
Okay.
So if he teaches you, like in his earlier editions of his books,
Oh, so you're going to tell me if he had stuff in there, it was real.
he did have real things in there.
Oh.
And later on, as the print went on, they kept editing and
Right.
removing things.
They don't want you to be smart.
Like in one of his books, he teaches you step by step how to make gun cotton.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. They definitely don't want you knowing that.
No.
Can't fight a predator if you don't have a wad.
Right. You don't know how to make gun cotton.
Mm-hmm. Smart
So-
thinking.
So if you can find like early print editions of Jules Verne's books,
I
and
bet
you're-
those are worth something.
they are. You can find them. You can find them out there. But if you read the story, and the story is like, oh, this guy had to create this thing to escape, or he had to do something, it's a
Right.
real thing, and he's teaching you step by step how to do it.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Jules Verne was dope, bro. He was dope. Wrote some great stories too.
Yeah. I should read some of those someday.
Yes.
Maybe.
Think about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, right? The Nautilus.
Seen the movie.
The Nautilus, right?
Yeah.
That's the Nautilus is what? That's the submarine that Jules
Submarine.
Verne had in Thousand Leagues Under the
Right.
Sea.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
It was an okay movie.
What?
It was an okay movie.
That movie was fantastic. You must be high.
Well, or wait, are we talking about the original or the remake?
There was a remake?
Or was there an original?
Yeah, with Sean Connery.
But I mean, that movie came out like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure I
No.
was thinking there might be a 1940s version.
No.
Oh, so there's only one.
There's only one. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It's not a remake.
Mm-mm.
I definitely thought that was a remake the whole time.
No, sir.
Huh.
Was not a reboot.
Interesting. What was with the bad guy in the face mask? He just like masks?
Yeah, well, that's
He
that's
reminded me
that's
of
a
like
play
a-
on all bad guys, right?
Right. He reminded me of a very European Genghis Khan.
Oh,
He had all that fur on.
Yeah,
He had
yeah,
the
yeah,
hair.
yeah,
He had
yeah.
the mask. He was angry. He was always killing people.
yeah.
I'll bet Genghis Khan was the nicest guy. You think?
he was a wonderful host.
I mean,
I heard he was a wonderful
people
host.
lost their heads trying to hang out with him.
Dude, look, they did a DNA study on most of the people in Europe. And they found out a huge portion of people in Europe are direct descendants of Genghis Khan.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah.
Boy laid seed like it was fucking,
Yes, sir.
yeah, green beans.
Mm-hmm.
Green beans.
You want to hear something weird?
Every day.
There's a forest in Utah, right?
Okay.
The entire forest is one living organism.
What?
Yeah. Every tree in this forest, it's like 700 acres, is all one living organism.
No.
They DNA tested every single tree in
That
that
can't
forest.
be real.
It is. And what they figured out, it was the trees just kept growing up out of the root system. So 700 acres of this forest is one tree.
Do you believe that's true?
Yes.
How do we get there?
What do you mean? How do we get to Utah?
We should go take a visit there,
We should.
but not to this creepy fucking forest. Maybe just to the fence line, Joe Scale.
Dude, to me,
I
that's
will
wild.
video you going into said forest.
You won't go in.
I will cover you from the rear. The way rear. Ha ha!
I got you.
You run in, grab some leaves, and we'll do our own DNA testing.
Send it off to 23andMe.
I would like to know if this tree is related to this tree, please. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yes.
That is a good idea. So, Joe Skelly, I heard you listening to Island Boys the other day.
Oh, come on. Why are you putting this on me? Bro, I would never listen to the Island Boys.
Did you train under them?
I heard it's really hard to have
Yes.
to get them to take you on as a student.
Oh, with kicks like those.
Yeah.
Those kicks would rival Van Damme in his heyday.
Look, Muscles from Brussels might have a hard time fighting the Island Boys, bro.
Muscles for Brussels. Muscles on the Alps is more like it. Shout out to the JVCD, JCVD. I get it mixed up all the time.
It's all right.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
Brussels muscles.
Muscles from Brussels.
The ballerina battle boy. Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah. I'm not sure what he's doing anymore.
Weird question. Speaking of Brussels for muscles, do you think culture in America is dying?
That's a tough question.
That is a tough question.
What is American culture anymore?
Well, as we discussed earlier, America is the land of the free, so you could be a mailbox from what I hear these days.
Dude, you could be whatever you want to be.
You could be a mailbox.
Yep.
But do you think that culture in kids is going away? Or do you think kids will remain hooligans?
Kids will always be hooligans, bro.
Definitely.
Kids will always be hooligans. But like, you know what the downfall was? When MTV stopped doing music videos.
You think so?
Yeah, that's where it started.
It's true.
Yeah, when MTV just started doing reality shows.
They got rid of the Carson Daly Show.
Yeah, and they started not doing music videos.
Mm-hmm.
That started the downward slide, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what was sweet? MTV in Japan.
Oh my God.
Look, it was new when I was watching it there, and they only had like 5 videos on rotation.
Wow.
It was like Ace of Base. I saw the sign.
Yes.
And it was like, their VJs were like Keiko Yamane and Hi, I'm Ken Guy.
Oh.
Welcome to Japanese
Boys
MTV.
writing poetry.
Yeah. Ken Guy and Keiko Yamane. Yeah, they did a lot of Ace of Base. They also did, what's Michael Jackson's sister's name?
Janet Jackson.
Yeah, it's a lot of the Janet Jackson video.
Yep.
Like 1 or 2 of her videos.
She was in the Clumps.
What is the Clumps?
The Eddie Murphy movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She played the hottie too hottie.
Okay.
Right.
And, dude, I can't remember what the rest of them were, but I know Ponyboy. Ponyboy would remember.
Oh, he likes Ace of Base, doesn't he?
He's all about...
Motherfucker's like 90s dancing in the woods by himself.
if you catch Ponyboy on his own, he's out.
Right.
It's like that scene from Footloose when he's in he's in the barn,
right?
Spinning
but to
around
90s
that
dance music.
Yeah, he's spinning
Sinead
around
O'Connor, he's just busting it out.
just busting
Loves
up,
the Madonna.
rolling all over the hood of his Volkswagen Bug.
Yes. No one's there to film. It's just him and the fucking Cougars. Oh my.
Shout out to Ponyboy wherever you are.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Cougars. Bro, so I'm telling you, maybe we're just too much of a melting pot now.
I don't know. Can
Is
you
it
be?
possible? Well, as discussed with all these options, so many options.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
But I
But
think
is there
I think
any
you
unity
I
in any
think you
of it?
becoming a mailbox. It's gone a little bit far. Like,
Just drop your checks to me. Mailbox. I'll deliver it. Money. I'm a mailbox that only accepts money.
oh,
Right. So
Yeah.
you can only mail cash. No, but no, it makes me wonder because of everything going on in the world, how much culture is gone, how much culture is still here. Are people fighting to keep it alive?
You know when we lost the Culture Club?
Ah!
That started the slide.
Well, we got the counterculture, so it's okay.
Yeah. Things are changing all the time though. All the time.
They are.
You know, you don't want to be like the old people when we were young. You'd be like, you young whippersnappers, you don't know what it was like.
No, yeah.
You're ruining
that's-
everything.
Yeah, that's not a thing. Nothing can be like what it was like. And nothing to come will be like what it was like either. It'll all be different.
It'd all be different.
Except for the part where we have to waste tons of money to take our girls out. That's going to stay the same. Somehow we're getting fucked on that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when we establish a moon base, I mean, what's it going to be like there or on
Right,
Mars, right?
Right.
Are they going to start their own culture?
Speaking of Mars, I don't remember his IG handle, but have you seen this guy that posts claiming he's on Mars?
Yes.
What the fuck is up with that? His posts are kind of weird.
Yeah, they
As
are.
much as they
He's on TikTok.
right.
He's
Is it
on TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's always got wearing like a spacesuit glove, right?
Right.
And he's picking up red
Fucking with
sand
dirt
and
and all this other
and
shit.
showing the red cliffs.
Some of the scenery he puts up, I'm like, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like, if this is fake, you're going through a lot of work to make this look
Honestly, I think it's fake.
right.
I think it's some dude like out in like Saudi somewhere.
Right, doing cool shit
Yeah,
at
yeah.
nighttime.
Yeah.
Knows how to run the effects button.
Yeah, he's got the
It's-
sepia
It's
fucking
wild
filter on.
though, man. I'll tell you what, this shit is wild to me.
Yeah, it is wild.
This deep fake discussion I had with a group of people the other day was crazy because they talked about it. You know, if you don't know what deep fake is, it's just all that fake propaganda and videos they make about people. But here's the thing, they were talking about it like it was something that was from the past. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's probably used all the fucking time.
It is used all the time.
Right.
I mean, look at during the election cycle, they had that video, that kid that was killed in one of the schools with his real face and his real voice walking around in the video. It was a commercial.
After the killing?
Yeah, and he's like, I've been dead for 2 years. What have y'all done about gun control?
Are you fucking serious?
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And you want to know what's crazy? Is I have a friend that works in the video editing field, and I sent him that video, and he's like, oh yeah, this thing's garbage. He's like, get me and my 5 buddies together, give us a budget, and I'll make something that's 1,000 times better than that.
Huh.
And he himself told me I don't trust anything I watch anymore.
I wouldn't. I don't. I don't trust any of it. Catfish angles are a thing. You angle it just right, you're looking spiffy.
Spiffy.
Can't trust the media, Joe Skelly. Who can you trust? You can trust Bay's Boys.
You can trust Bay's Boys.
For us to tell you that we don't know if it's fake or not, we just know it's fucked up.
How about this? Oh, here's a good story for you. Ever tell you about the time I met the astronaut, Alan Bean?
I don't think so.
So I'm in D.C., right? I'm at the National Air and Space Museum in D.C.
Right.
I'm going through this thing, right? And I see like the first spacesuit, right?
Oh.
It's on exhibit down there.
Right.
That thing's a hunk of shit.
Right. Big old piece of aluminum foil.
Bro, that thing's a hunk of shit. It looks like you and I made it in the basement.
Yes.
Dude,
That's
I'm
good.
telling you. And I'm like, fuck this piece of garbage, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden over the speaker, they're like, oh, astronaut Alan Bean's upstairs autographing his book, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
So Alan Bean, it turns out, after he got out of the space program, became this prolific painter, right?
Okay.
So he called up NASA and goes, hey, I need some moon dust. He was one of the last people to walk on the moon, right?
Right.
And they're like, no, fuck you. He's like, no, seriously, I need some moon dust. I want to mix it in with my paints because I'm painting space scenes, but I wanted to have real moon dust in it.
Right.
They're like, no, go fuck yourself. So this dude took all the patches that were on his spacesuit and shredded them
Oh,
and mixed them into his paints.
very good.
So he would have moon dust that was stuck in his patches
Right.
mixed into his paints. Right.
Okay.
So I buy the dude's book. I get in line. I'm the last person in line. Right.
Yes.
And I finally get up to him and I say, Mr. Bean, on behalf of a grateful nation, I want to thank you for what you did for this country.
Right.
Blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, thanks, man. He's autographing the book. I said, I just got one question for you. He's like, what? I was like, bro, I was just downstairs. I seen that spacesuit. That thing looks like a giant piece of shit.
Right.
I said, it looks like me and my buddy made it in a basement, right?
Right.
He goes, yeah. I said, so there you are in the airlock, getting ready to step out on the fucking moon in this giant hunk of shit suit. I said, what the
Yes.
fuck was going through your brains?
Right.
He goes, you really want to know? I said, yeah. He goes, I just looked at the checklist on my arm and I was going, check, 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 check. And I
Oh
opened up the door and I
my.
just hope all that shit worked.
My God.
And I'm like, bro, you've got giant fucking balls, right?
Yeah.
Because listen, if something goes wrong on the moon,
Who
you-
you gonna call?
you ain't coming back. You
Ghostbusters?
ain't calling Ghostbusters. You ain't calling nobody.
Whew.
You ain't coming
I'll
back,
stay off the moon.
right?
I try not to get to the moon ever. They're like, we're moving to Mars. I'm like, good luck. I'll see you later.
Oh, is that another thing you won't do?
Have fun. Bro, we don't belong in space.
Why not?
Fuck out of here. Not our generation.
Look, bro, this is what amazes me, right?
Yeah.
We got to the moon from zero We did it in 8 years
But we haven't done shit
with no
since.
program, right?
Yep.
And they got us to the moon with slide rulers and graph paper,
Yep.
right? We have all the modern tech in the world, and we can't get our asses back to the moon.
Because people, well, I'm not going to say
You want to
that.
hear something fucking crazy?
Hmm.
How about this? So the most successful space platform for getting off the Earth
Okay.
was this rocket, right?
Right.
The name is escaping me right now. But
Bezos.
not Bezos' dick rockets.
Bezos' dick rockets, right?
So when they built the space shuttle,
Okay.
they destroyed all the tooling and all the blueprints for that rocket.
No,
Yes,
that's not true.
it is 100% true.
Because it's conspiracy.
No, it's 100% true. And it's so bad, they took one of these rockets out of the Smithsonian
Okay.
and they're taking it apart and trying to reverse engineer it.
No.
Dead serious.
People can't be that dumb.
Dead serious. Dead serious. And this is why they've turned the program over to Daddy Elon,
This is.
because Daddy Elon can do it far more efficiently and faster than NASA.
This is why.
I think it was the Titan rocket, if
This
I'm not
is
mistaken.
why the Romans fell apart.
No, that's not what. I'll tell you why the Romans fell apart. The Romans fell apart because they opened up their borders and everybody could come into Rome.
Are you saying that we should build a wall, Joe Skelly?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, the Romans thought it beneath themselves to do anything, so they hired out for everything.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense either. But I'm saying, why would you delete technology that you have? You're like, hey, we went through all this work. All right, cool. Throw it in the trash.
That's pretty much what they did.
Why?
The fuck if I know? That's stupid.
Were they trying to gatekeep?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, this is so important. Fuck the Russians. Fuck Putin dough. And they throw it in the trash.
Dude,
There will
think
be
about
no Putin dough martial artists in space.
right. But
Ever.
think about this. Remember when we were sending our astronauts up on Russian rockets, the Soyuz
Sure.
rockets?
Sure.
You know they have a 60% chance of blowing up on the pad?
I've been around a lot of things that have huge chances to prematurely blow. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying. Listen, they're
This
like,
is fucked
hey,
up history.
you're the U.S. representative for outer space. We're going to send you up to the International Space Station, but we can only put you on a rocket that stands a 60% chance of blowing up.
What if it's all a fucking? What if it's all fake?
Well, dude,
What
there are
if
those.
NASA's fake?
Listen, there are these wild stories.
And it's just a bunch of drunk scientist people who only accept certain scientists in there to have parties. And they're like, hey, what do you want to make dumb people believe? Let's tell them we went to space, bitches. And they're really just getting drunk and having orgies in those stupid computer rooms. Sometimes they play chess together.
Okay, so now you're one of these people who's like, they faked the moon landing.
No, I'm saying, what if NASA's completely fake? Not just the moon landing.
I'm
the
not
whole,
saying NASA's
the whole
fake.
company. You just
Yeah,
get into it, and it's like the fucking
The biggest piece of
like-
propaganda.
yeah, it's like Illuminati. You go through all this college education, and they let you in. You're like, what do you do? Well, we're gonna build catapults today and try to shoot beer across the lake, right? But the goal is you got to land the beer without it breaking. So that's all they do.
Use all your science to make this beer
Right.
not break when it lands.
And then they hire media people to fake the other shit. They just outsource, so to
Dude,
speak.
there's these wild stories that are out now. You ever heard of the 20 and back?
What?
You ever heard of 20 and back?
No.
So the story is that there are people that have been stationed on Mars and they do a 20-year tour on Mars and then they
Oh,
come
yeah.
back. And
That's
that the
what that fucking guy's post is about.
dude, that the US has had interstellar spaceships for like 40 years and that we've been doing deep space exploration.
Well, how would they tell? Listen, how would you tell common man that they've been doing that? Look how they did it with aliens now. Like COVID, aliens. What?
Right.
What just happened?
It was a total distraction.
This is one of those things where like your house is on fire and then you're like, oh, there goes the house. Listen, I forgot to tell you the bank account's empty too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, when can we pick the worst possible fucking time to say something to soft load it into people? Because people will riot, right?
People would lose their minds.
Think about it.
Or
If you
would
had-
they?
Yes, because if you had tons of aliens come down, it would be just like in the movies where people are like, well, aliens, so God doesn't exist. And now they're fucking going ape shit.
Okay.
Isn't that what it is?
Well, yeah.
Civilization is nothing but trying to control a mob.
Did
In
you
a
know
pretty
that
way.
the Catholic Church has one of the largest
Uh-oh.
observatories on the planet?
I heard they got all kinds of large things.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Wow. Did we just go there?
Right. I'm just saying those boys been on the chopping block for lies for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So deep dark secrets into that world. But all I'm saying is, isn't it kind of weird that we went to the moon and we haven't done shit since, except for get some pictures and send fucking dildo rockets into space?
Or maybe they found something on the moon they don't want anybody to know about.
Like what? Hitler was hiding up there?
I don't know.
Hitler
Aliens,
transported
maybe
himself.
aliens were up there and they're like, don't come back here.
Don't come back, bitch.
Don't you ever come back
But
here.
some of them stayed.
Ooh. I don't know, man. There's some wild things going on.
There's some dude up there that's just like, I can't go home. This is where I belong. Like that fucking weirdo who tried to hang out with the predators. I'm one of you. I'm a monster too. Let me stay here. Wax. Dude's like, shut the fuck up.
The predators aren't playing that
I
game.
brought here because you're like me to kill you, dummy. How am I supposed to fucking collect a trophy if I'm your friend?
Right. Right.
So what language do predators speak anyways? Predator?
Yeah, they speak predator.
Really? Just a lot of clicks and roaring?
Yeah, dude.
All that technology and they don't have a viable language? And they're just copying people? Dude was fighting Danny Glover. He's like, do you want some candy? I'm like, bro.
What if their language
fuck?
is 1,000 times more advanced than ours?
How fucking advanced could it be to say that you're missing a shoe or you got to take a shit, you know? It's communication, not biology. It's just words, Joe Skelly. It's just words.
Just
gotta have
words.
we don't have a word for losing. It's called you're dead. That's what their language would be like. They don't have any words for let's get some lunch, but they got 10 ways to say you got fucked up.
Well, they might.
Right.
They might.
He got fucked up. What, via disc, via gun, via dead drop?
Would you
He
allow
fell.
Would you allow a predator to mark your face with acid after you killed an alien? A xenomorph?
Are we being honest or are we being...
I'm being honest. Let's say you and a
Man, they do it. If that's the least thing they're doing, do what you need to do. I gotta go.
let's say
Get
you
the
and
fuck on.
you and a predator kill a xenomorph.
Mm,
You know, because how they mark themselves.
right.
Like that chicken
Right.
Aliens vs. Predators,
was
right?
just-
And they put the acid on her face to mark her face.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna do that, and if that's what I gotta do for you to bounce the fuck out of here, I'm down. The fuck out so I can go rethink my life choices climbing in this bitch ass hole that you put here with a laser gun. Oh, this hole is symmetrically perfect. No human could make this. Let's slide down it.
It's 2,000 feet deep. Let's take a sled to the bottom and see
Right.
what's there.
They must have did this yesterday. It wasn't here before. Let's put our dick in it. Choices, things that fucking stupid people say.
Poor decision making.
I get it. There's a bunch of people out there like, well, you know, if we lived by your rules, we'd never find anything. No. If you live by my rules, you can watch the other dummy go down the hole and he finds something and reports back.
Yeah, but those other dummies that didn't go down the hole got killed too. So
Right. Yeah, that's true too. Well, you know what? His laser was too fucking big. What was he using a green laser for?
bro,
Does it look cool?
he had like a 44 Magnum with like a scope on the top
This
of
is
it.
why Draco Mafia exists. This is your guys' fault. You fucking clowns. You fucking clowns. Stop putting that shit. I got me a gun for my gun. When I have two guns, I just aim down this sight and I fire with this hand off to this side.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
As long as it's 2 feet to the right, we're fine.
right.
You're fucking fired.
So, is Daddy Elon going to get us back to the moon? Is he going to get us to Mars?
I don't know. He's too busy making cars you can sleep in. I cannot believe his shit is not patented.
Oh, is it open source?
Did I tell you that?
No.
I don't know. I thought we talked about that already. I saw something the other day in an interview with Daddy Elon. Again, it could be deepfake, but he was literally talking about how he's like, well, we don't patent anything because if you can make a better fucking car than me, go ahead.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Is
So-
that why he's like the people's hero?
Yes, it's not just the cars, everything. Everything at SpaceX or whatever, or Tesla is open source.
That's crazy.
That makes no sense to me.
He keeps no secrets. There is no such
how
thing
is
as
Ford
secret knowledge.
How is Ford not pumping out a car? That's what I want to know. That Ford is estimated or not estimated. Oh, brother. It's a half a cup of coffee. Ford is being theorized that they're going to take the car market for the electric cars over the next 5 years or some shit. Which I don't understand because their stock's been in the shitter for
Forever.
quite a while. You could buy a Ford share for $9. Last I checked. Right.
Probably even less right now.
Here's my thing. Here's some financial advice from a guy with no money. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's always the shit that you don't see coming that pops off. They have the smallest fucking share price for any company that I've seen that isn't tanking or not. I'm not saying tanking, but a small company. I mean, this is a fucking full-sized, big kahuna fucking game player, right? They're not leaving. The government's bailed them out so many fucking times. Their shares are at $9 a fucking hit. Imagine what happens if you buy a couple thousand of those shares and then they land with making the first electrical car that maybe is 15 grand. Maybe it's 10 grand.
I'll tell you, that'll never happen. You know why?
Why?
So years ago, there's an Indian company called Mahindra, right? Mahindra wanted to import their pickup trucks to the United States.
Okay.
They're diesel.
Right.
Okay. So it gets like 38 miles to the gallon.
Okay.
All right. And they were going to bring it in and they were going to sell it for like.
Oh, the water car. Didn't we talk about this once?
No. So this is a diesel truck that they were going to import to the United States.
Okay.
And sell for like $18,000.
All right.
It was going to compete against the Ford F-150.
Right. Yeah, we did talk about this.
Right.
And they crushed it
They had
somehow. They figured out how to squish this, right?
This thing had like a 5,000 pound payload capacity, plus it could pull like 10,000 pounds and
Makes sense.
or more, and it got 38 miles to the gallon.
Makes sense.
So the U.S. government's like, oh, and it had a Cummins diesel engine in it, a
Okay.
U.S. made diesel engine.
Right.
So the U.S. was like, oh, we're gonna tariff the shit out of this car. So Mahindra's like, bet. We'll send the truck over, and then we'll send the bed of the truck separately.
Right.
And when it gets to the dealer will just bolt the bed on, right? All of a sudden, the U.S. government's like, it doesn't pass emissions. It can't come to this country.
Wow.
Because they knew
It would kill the truck.
it would kill the Ford F-150. For all those dudes who got lawn care services and blah, I mean, what's a Ford F-150 selling for nowadays?
I don't know.
$30,000, $40,000?
Right. Maybe.
How are they going to compete against a pickup truck that has as good stats, if not better than theirs, especially on gas mileage, and it's sold for a third of the price? They would never beat that.
All I know is these companies have to compete eventually against Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
They have to.
Right.
We are in the beginning stages of this discovery. What a time to live, Joe Skelly.
Oh, my God.
We've got aliens. We've got presidents falling off bicycles. We've got Apache helicopters. We've got werewolves. We've got Bigfoots.
Vampire.
We've always had Bigfoots. Oh, don't even get me started on the vampire culture.
And you know what? And I got another theory. All those forest fires in California.
Those were started by hippies. We already know that.
Listen, they're
Fucking vegans.
They're setting those forest fires to drive Bigfoot out of California.
Fucking vegans. Well, we don't want him to fall off the earth.
No, they're just trying to push him east. That's all.
They
Maybe he's a nuisance animal.
They just no. We're trying to save Bigfoot. That's what that is. The vegans are trying to save Bigfoot.
No, they're not.
Joe Skelly, what's it like being the vegan leader?
You know what? Let's not have this conversation because I'm not the vegan leader.
If you would have handled business back in that show,
back in that Food Not Bomb show,
there'd be no vegans. But instead, half of our listeners are vegans.
You know what? You keep harping on me about this.
This is the greatest vegan cooking show you've ever been to.
Listen, I'll tell you what, your hair's looking good today.
Sideswiping it.
Sideswiping.
Emo vegans.
Your hair's looking good today. It doesn't look like hot garbage like it did the other day.
Drunk.
Yeah. And by the way, you know, if I'm the vegan leader, you're the king of boneless wings, my friend.
Fucking.
You're the king of boneless wings.
Boneless wings.
Adult chicken nuggets.
Adult chicken nuggets. The fakest fucking product to ever touch your lips, people. I know every single person listening to this has put a boneless wing in their mouth. Where did that meat come from?
Do you think at the Putin dough banquet meetings,
they'll have boneless wings?
At the Putin dough banquets, do you think they would allow boneless wings?
That is a question for our listeners. Bianca Butters, should we
or
allow,
Gary or
Gary.
any of the sponsors?
Yes.
Would they serve boneless wings at the Putin dough banquet where they're
I'll
giving
bet-
out their belts.
I'll bet Gary loves boneless wings.
Dude, don't put that on Gary.
I'm putting it on him.
Don't put that on Gary. That ain't right.
3097 seconds. Bays Boys podcast. Joe Scalia.
Tyler, I don't know.
Boom.